Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. Point your chin out. Retract it. 2, 3, 4. Stay where you are. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock the fingers. Keep them closer to your ear. Turn at your hips and waist to peek at the heel of your opposite foot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bend at the waist, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to the left foot. Head straight up. You're going to kick your right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to kick your butt by shifting your weight. First, kick it with your right foot. 1, 2, 3, shift your weight, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next one is called Heisman, after the Heisman Trophy winner. We're going to open up our span. We're going to have parallel feet. We're going to shift our weight to the right, and we're going to sit down on our right, okay? Let's see how, I'll show you first, okay? The right hand is on the outside all the time this time, okay? And you're going to shift your weight to the right, and you're going to sit down, and you're going to come across like this. So you're posted this way, and the hands are this way. Then you keep that right hand on the outside, you shift your weight to the left, and come out this way, okay? Do the best you can. Okay, opening up our span, parallel feet as much as possible. Cross and sit on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross and shift weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so part of our warm-ups are definite movements in Tai Chi. One is called Golden Cockerel, stands on one foot, first on his left or her left, and the other on the right. So this movement is part of our warm-ups, but I want to give you some instructions that are helpful for better balance, and this can be applied through all of Tai Chi movements. So Tai Chi is a discipline, so we have to kind of adhere to the principles. There are 10 principles set out by a man called Yang Chen Fu. It is on my website, it's also on my blog. Perhaps later today or this afternoon, after I get my online lesson edited, I will give you the link for it. So in Tai Chi, we learn more about our bodies. We discover that there are things that we can do if we train them and get stronger over time. We can have better balance. One is we have to line up our danten points. The danten points are imaginary points in our body, one being the center of our skull, the other one being chest, and one being 2 inches below your navel. The one that's 2 inches below your navel is called a danten point. So that is your center of gravity. We know that if we obey and use nature, the gravity, we are in good optimal position rather than fighting it and then causing some kind of a risk in our balance. So in doing Golden Cockerel, we're evenly distributed. Tai Chi posture. The Tai Chi posture actually is this. Elements that I will call out, and then you just try to match them with what you hear verbally or see me doing. The first one is we line up our danten points. So our head is erect, where all our vertical danten points are lined up. So it's as if you have a pointing finger here and you're straight up, the tip being your head, of course, rather than tipping forward or tipping to the sides or even backwards. The chin now can never be parallel to the floor, but slightly down, but the glance is way ahead, not to the bottom of the floor, but way out into infinity. So this lets you line up your danten points and still be relaxed. You find that your shoulders now are not, do it with me, stiff like a soldier, but they're relaxed. Drop your shoulder. You found that your middle finger then dropped to the side seam of your pants. As a result, you felt that maybe your chest was now slightly dipped inwards rather than straight as a board. The back is not curved like this, but it's sort of rounded. But more than that, the butt is tucked under. So this is the ideal Tai Chi position or posture because it allows us to ground down on our 2 feet where the energy is stored. We are in probably best balance. We're thinking good thoughts, positive thoughts, not thinking about anxious things or things that we have to do after class. Positive thoughts, our tongue, which I cannot check, should be on your palate, not against your teeth, but right on the top of your palate. So when we do a golden cockerel, we know that we are in good Tai Chi posture. We can spin on that axle. Can you show me how you would spin with your finger? You would spin, you would turn, and you would still be in good Tai Chi posture. So that's one of the first things that we're going to do. So when golden cockerel stands on 1 foot, you can turn towards the foot that is grounded. Okay, you can turn towards the foot that's grounded. Okay, and you don't have to make, of course, not a 360-degree turn, but a slight turn. We know that our upper body, whatever our upper body does, should match our lower. So see if this kind of rings a bell. So how am I getting stability, and what is it that I'm using within myself? First, mentally, concentration, focusing, knowing that this is my center of gravity. Another thing is that I'm turning. Another thing is that I know that I have to stand on 1 foot, but what is my upper body doing to help me? I have one hand that's in the front. It's centering me rather than coming out this way, which will make me fall because I don't know where my center is. So one thing you learn right away with your turning of your axle or your spine, the front hand that comes up centers the body rather than comes outward. It almost as if that foot that comes up and the hand comes up sort of is in line. The other hand now sits to the side of my thigh. It pushes down while the other hand pushes up. What does that tell you? It's counterbalancing. With counterbalancing, you do have more stability. So can we try that? Because I know that you're absorbing everything and watching really nicely. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this way. So we have good Tai Chi posture, dropping our shoulders, tucking our butt, concaving our chest, thinking good thoughts, lining up our danten points, tongue on our palate, okay? We're gonna shift, we're at 50-50. We're gonna shift the weight slowly to our left, using our upper body, our mind and everything to come up. And you saw that when I wavered, perhaps you did too. So what does it require? Concentration, right? Concentration, the mind is very active. It's focused. So you say it's pretty difficult, or some say that's duck soup. But no matter what you say, we are trying to build strength. We're trying to implement Tai Chi principles so that we can better learn how to do Tai Chi. We also see that the hands take a softness, maybe not so much now, but maybe something that you want to strive for. Okay, so this is the last one. Sometimes this movement called golden cockerel is called push down, push up, or pull up, because one hand spirals down, the other one pushes up. Okay? So the softness comes when we spiral. So if we can look at Tai Chi as a big circle, everything that you do is in that circle, and all the movements are circular. They could be half circles, they could be spirals, they could be just curves, okay? But a big circle. So the hands now, rather than saying, I know how to do it, she said this, she said this, she said this, and I've got it. No, you're missing the point, okay? So you need to kind of think about how you can swivel on that axle, create spirals, think the motion through, push down at the same time you bring up, rather than say, she said push down, and then she said push up. They're synchronized movements, and you're going to find that true in all of what we're going to be learning, okay? So this doesn't come overnight. It takes years to hold a stance, to really understand and keep in tune with your body, but it sure gives you strength, muscles, and a beginning of better balance. Okay? Any questions so far? I might want to add that some days you're really, really pleased with what you can do, and the next day or in the afternoon say it's gotten kind of goofy. But that's just the way it is. Okay, that's just the way it is. Don't be down on yourself, just move on. Just think of the positives, okay? All right, so we're gonna try. I'm going to face you this time. You can do it, shift your weight to the left. I just want to see 2 sets, okay? Shift your weight to the left, up and down, golden cockerel. Other side. This is 1 set, and we're doing another set. Okay, I might want to add that in Tai Chi, a lot of people say, wow, what a beautiful exercise or a dance, and it is. But people are fascinated and intrigued about the hands and where they're going. But actually, you will learn in Tai Chi that the hands are secondary. What do I mean by that? All movements, all of Tai Chi bears on the strength of the mind, the power of the mind, the flexibility of your hips and waist, because they are the commanders of your body. And all movements emanate from the core. What's a core? Core is your central part of your system. They're all core related. So I'll give you an example. When I part the wild horse's mane, the bottom hand that advances is being moved only because my core and my mind is moving it. I set it up and I leave my hand there, but the force of my core, the force of the mind is bringing it out. Whereas when you first start, you may say that she said to do it this way. She said to part the wild horse's mane, all it means is to go up the horse's mane. You see the difference in my 2 examples. In the last example, it's merely a hand motion that doesn't do anything for your core. We want to address the core at all times. And sure, this is an intro class, okay? So we're going to learn. But in the process of learning, you're going to know more about your body, and that's the most essential thing, okay? Because Tai Chi is a discipline, we're going to have to learn principles on how to kick out, okay? So in kicking out now, we're actually out of Tai Chi posture slightly because normally our feet are together, but we're going to keep a little gap. We have 50-50. We're going to gather the energy. How do you gather the energy? Show me. Show me by just doing what I'm doing. Okay, you're kind of gathering it and centering the energy. Okay, so just watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to gather the energy. This is called a kick out, okay? See if you can see what kind of principles we have talked about and how we can apply them, okay? And I'll verbalize it. So one principle says we have to shift our weight. So we're shifting a weight to one side. We're centering ourselves and we're counterbalancing. How are we counterbalancing? One hand follows the foot And one hand counters by going on a diagonal rather than going forward, okay? Another little thing that you may not have detected is that when your right foot kicks out, your right hand is on the outside of your cross, so that there's no, there's clearance for you to follow that kick to give you more stability. When you do the right hand, when you do the right kick, the right hand is on the outside. When you do the left kick, the left hand is on the outside, okay? Can we try it? Okay, and we're not looking for a high kick. We're not looking for a long kick, but we are looking at how you can use your body in the best way to stay safe. I might want to add that the kick is not a toe kick like you do in soccer or in football, but it's a kick from the heel. So if you can show me your heel on your hand, this is the heel. You're going to kick that way rather than kick this way. Okay, you're going to use your heel to guide your kick. Okay, and you don't, everything that I say, you take it in degrees or degradations. You don't have to give it to me 100% now. Just as long as the mind knows that it's not a toe kick and you're trying your best to do a heel kick is perfect, okay? So we're at 50-50, good Tai Chi posture. We're gonna kick with our right foot. That means then we need to gather the energy, shift the weight to the left foot, right hand on the outside, right foot coming out, kick out in line. Down, gather the energy, left hand, left foot, up, kick out, left. Follow with your eyes the kicking foot. Gather, right hand, right foot, kick out, right. Down, left hand, left foot, up and out. Down, swivel on that axle, tuck the elbows in, center your energy, follow the kick. Down, center, and out. Down, center, and kick out. Last one. Down, gather, center, and out. Okay? How's that so far? Is that what you expected Tai Chi to be? Everybody's laughing or saying, wow, I didn't know we were in for this kind of exercise. Okay, so it's really the first day, and we've had a long break. So yes, I can identify with your anxieties because I had just as much, if not more. All right, but what I want to say is that we're in Tai Chi to have fun. We don't want any more stress, right? You came for better balance, better health, maintaining what you have, and laughing about it. But at the same time, gaining the health, gaining that mental relaxation that we all want, okay? So, in order for me to teach good Tai Chi, we need to have some rules. It would be not good if I said, here, this is the 10 form. Can't you do it? Just follow me. You can follow, can't you? That would be a cop-out. I need to give you rules because I want to save the knees, the hips, the joints, that you already come in with being healthy, keeping them healthy. For instance, if I did not teach you the feet stance, or the foot alignment, which is the basis of Tai Chi, and you followed me, and you went here, and you went here, you're gonna tell me after an hour or 2 hours that, you know what, this is not for me. My knee is starting to hurt. It will definitely hurt, okay? This is wrong, okay? And we'll go over this so you don't have to be afraid. But this is a T stance, this is an L stance, not so good. because I want to create a bow stance, I need to turn, my weight and my energy is on my back foot, but I need to turn this way. There is hardly any room for me to rotate my knee. My knee feels jammed up. It's stressing the joints, stressing the ligaments. So we're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to say, this is a T stance. This is the stance I want, because it gives me the space in which I can turn nicely and not feel any stress, okay? So today, right away, any questions so far? So I'm rambling on because I need to get to some place, and I may be missing, I'm taking it too fast, so just stop me anytime, because this is a very informal class. I have the liberty to cut out anything that I want before I share it to our community. Okay, any questions? All right. So we're going to learn 3 or 4 different stances that can be applied to all of Yang style Tai Chi, if not many other styles of Tai Chi, which leads me to think that perhaps you'll be proud and someone says, oh, what are you doing nowadays that you're retired? And you said, I'm taking Tai Chi. And this person knows something about Tai Chi and says, well, what kind of Tai Chi are you learning? You are learning because I am teaching the only style I know, which is called Yang style, Y-A-N-G, sometimes referred to as Yang style, but for me, Yang is a Yang style. It's the most popular in the world because it's characterized as being smooth, flowing, circular, rather than something more abrupt and forceful and angular. So people gravitate to it because it looks beautiful, it looks relaxing, it's doable. And if you go back to the history, which I'm not good about remembering sequencing and things, is that it was developed in China because there were so many families or styles of Tai Chi, and they felt China wanted to unify and say one style should be the style in which everybody should learn, and then perhaps go on to the other styles. Okay, and Ken's going to correct me right away. but for the most part, I think I'm correct.
The form that we take as the gold standard for our curriculum is the 24 form. But, and sometimes it's referred to as a universal form. It was developed under the auspices of the Chinese government. They wanted one to get some kind of an exercise that a lot of people could do. Maybe this was a social measure trying to keep senior citizens busy, but it began in '56 where a bunch of different Tai Chi masters of different schools, they all started from the same place, Chen Tai Chi, but then they disseminated out. But Yang became the platform or the type of style to present the various movements. And they tried to just get a bunch that were simple enough so people could do. And that has stood the test of time. You can go online and you can look up 24 form, and you will see people from all over the world. People who don't speak English, Chinese, of course. There's people who speak English. There's people who are in Germany. There are people in Bangladesh, I think, contacted her online, but all over the world. But in any case, that's what it was. It's a form which is doable, but we've done it one better for the classes now, because in 2000, even the powers that be said, maybe 24 is still too formidable. So they started to introduce the 10 and the 16, and that's where you're at 10.
So if you feel at any time that you need more detail and clarification, by all means, email me, talk to me. If you haven't seen our website yet, please use it. It has all of this and more on it. it's pretty comprehensive. All right, so Yang style, that's the style you are going to learn. The 10 form has 10 movements taken from the 24 that we teach on Thursday, okay? So this is an abbreviated form. My goal for you for the 15 weeks is to come away learning the 10 form. And with Tai Chi and all forms, there's always room to refine the movement, okay? And we will start in to learn the feet work and how we can better do Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, there's pictures or images that we use to better understand what a movement entails. So right away, when we do our feet alignment, we're going to look at a T stance, an L stance, and a bow stance, okay? They are the basis. The T is, of course, the capital letter T. So you can conjure up the capital letter T. So with our feet, the capital letter T, or the T stance, is like this. You put your right foot on a cross section of a tile, of a line of the tile. Okay, cross section, so half is above that perpendicular line and half is on the other half of that line. This is the cap, or the capital T's hat. The left foot now is like this. Does that look like a T? Sort of, yeah. You're going to have to use your imagination. This is a T stance. The T, unfortunately, has a little bit of tweaking to do. In this stance, the cap or the hat or the back foot has your weight. So when it has your weight, it should be slightly lowered so that this has at least 80%, 90% of your weight, if not 100%. Whereas this guy, the left foot now, is a placeholder. It's really there without too much weight, okay? But I put weight because I'm talking and we're learning, okay? We're all learning. This is the T stance. We said that we would know an L stance. The L has to be you have to be a little creative. It's, use your hand, it's out, but to the back. How is it? It's going to be out and to the side. Where? Out and to the side. So let's see if we can do that in one motion with our left heel. We're going out and to the side, but just go to the side in one motion, right? Out and to the side. So most of you got into the outside of a line, which is fine, okay? Again, this is T stance, this is L stance. This is T stance, this is L stance. Now, the energy is on the back foot. The energy, we have to help it to move through our system, all the way through our shoulders, all the way through our arms, and flatten out and be a bow stance. Why is this called a bow stance? The left knee is flexed. It's not over the toe. That's the restriction, but it is flexed. This is the bow. And what is the back foot? The arrow. Bow and arrow. Easy, right? Then we're going to have to take care of the other side because Tai Chi is symmetrical. We're going to have to sit back and sit down on an imaginary stool. We have one right foot that's grounding us, and the left foot is almost weightless because it's on its heel. Will allow us to turn on that heel as a twist step. Root down on that left. The right foot now becomes the stem of the T. T stance. Out and to the side. Out and to the side on our right heel, but in one motion, Here we go with our right heel. Out onto the side. turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Do you have a bow in the front and an arrow in the back? Now we're going to have to sit back and sit down on an imaginary stool, allowing our right heel to be semi-weightless to do a twist step. Twist step meaning the cap of the T and the stem is on the other foot. At this position, it would help really a lot if the right foot is on a line or parallel to a line. Here we go with an L stance, out and to the side on our heel of our left foot. L stance, turn the hips and waist, reposition our back foot to a 45-degree bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot or twist step, parallel to the line or on a line. That's your cap of a T, stem of a T with the right. Going to go out with your heel on an L, turn the hips and waist, shift the energy, adjust the back foot to a 45-degree. You have a bow stance, a bow and an arrow. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down or ground down. That's your gravity there, taking care of gravity. You have a weighted foot and a weightless foot. Only the weightless foot can come out on an L. Turn the hips and waist, move the energy, flatten down, bow stance. Knee not beyond the toe, okay? And I'll show you why in one more movement. Sit back, sit down, pivot all the way around, parallel or on a line. That's your hat, here's your stem. Come out on an L, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, bow stance. All right. Now you say, I understand what a bow stance is, but you remember me saying the knee never goes beyond the toe. That is good Tai Chi posture. If your knee should go beyond your toe, which is incorrect, let's shove that right knee beyond our toe. Can you see that you are no longer in Tai Chi posture? Bring it up and put it in Tai Chi posture. Bring it down and lower yourself and make that knee go way beyond your toe. That's not good because you are tempted to fall forward, okay? So let's turn around, let's watch me for a little bit, okay? So people give up at this point. They say, this is not what I expected Tai Chi to be. But remember what I said. If I were to say 10 form is so easy, you should be able to learn 10 movements and just follow me, that's copping out because you're not gonna be pleased with your knees. In Tai Chi and right away when we were exercising, remember I said to weight down and shift your weight. So you're gonna see a lot of the shifting of weight. And it's good because you're holding your body weight on one foot and you're holding it again and shifting and it grows on you so that Tai Chi has many, many patterns. But in the long run, those kinds of movements are going to give you peacefulness and relaxation, the ebbing and flowing of Tai Chi. But that's later on, okay? So you remember now, everything that you're doing is something that you don't usually do. But everything you're doing now is helping you to build a platform in which you can further your learning, okay? So everybody has to have a start. So you try to follow me in that. We learned that once we have a right foot on the on a cross-section of a line and we form a T, our energy is stored in the back. T stance, out and to the side in one motion, put the heel, turn the hips and waist, reposition the back foot to a 45 degrees. Bow stance, bow, arrow. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, hat of the T, stem of the T. Out on an L, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down or drill down, T stance, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, T stance, L stance, bow stance. Okay? So you know what? I know you folks are all really gung-ho, and I know that you are trying your very best, but it's going to take a little while more so you can sit down and look at the online lesson and kind of, fix it up a little bit. But that's good. That's really good, okay? So the reason why I am going to be a stickler for feet is that, remember I said that people love Tai Chi because they think that the hands are swirling all over and it's so beautiful? But it's really the feet and the hips and waist that are guiding where the hands should be. But can you see that if we don't firm down our feet and create a foundation, once we start to put in our hands, the feet may not remember what to do because your hands are now taking your priority or taking your focus. Okay, and these are some of the movements that we will learn, and we will learn them together because there's never any finishing or completing of something. Because with Tai Chi, the more you learn, the more there is to learn. And the more there is to learn, the better you are, but the more relaxed you can feel. Okay, so we're looking for strength, we're looking for stamina, we're looking for that tranquility that we all would like to enjoy. All right, I'm going to watch my time because I know that I have another big class after this. So I'm going to let you out 5 minutes before the hour. So if you can be here every time you come, we will start right on time if our cameras are cooperating. Yeah, wait. So Ken is an encyclopedia. He reads, he gives me information, shoves it in front of me and says, see, read this. You have to say this, otherwise your lesson's not going to be good. Okay, but anyway, so he's itching to come on, and I think rightfully so. But just remember that we know some, we don't know all. But whatever some we have, we are wanting to pass it on to you, okay? But we cannot give you that sum all at once. You will be hearing it in different phrases, in different lessons, but they will come out to reinforce your learning. And what we went through this morning is a lot because we are brand new learners. And if you look around the room, you say, hey, this is an intro class, but I see this person, that person, they already know what to do. Yes, that was a good observation. They know what to do, but they need to do it a little bit better. And that's why they're here. That, and because the hour is good for them, okay? So don't worry, just take care of yourselves.
People that are new, and even the old people that have come, I just want to congratulate you that you showed up. That is part of the deal. There are a lot of people who, over the years, we've talked to and talked about Tai Chi, and they say, I heard about it. And we say, why don't you come? And they never show up, which is fine. But when you're here, at least you've made a physical commitment to say, I'm not going to scratch my head and say, I wonder if I should, what if I took, etc. You are here. When you get here for the first time, it's very sobering because you learn, or you're trying to learn something which is totally different. You're trying to learn what is martial arts based, and unless you're a martial artist, you might say, why am I doing this movement? But you are. So that's one thing. Each of you come from a different level of sophistication in terms of knowledge as well as physical capabilities. And it is sometimes sobering when somebody says, try and learn this, and your arms and legs are not going exactly where you wanted to go, even, and this is complicated by the fact that you've never had to do this before. But this is the journey. You learn about your capabilities as well as new knowledge. And sometimes you realize that you are something that you may not really, or it's different from what you thought you were. But that's okay if you can take it. And sometimes Lucille gets bent out of shape when I say, one of the important things is be patient with yourselves. That's number one. Number two, be patient with your teacher, because she's trying to impart knowledge to you, which is different. And the third thing is persistence. No matter where you start from, knowledge or sophistication in physical capabilities, you're not looking to become a Tai Chi star. If you are, you're in the wrong place. But if you say, I want to become better at this discipline and benefit from it, where you start becomes almost immaterial. Where you end may be important. At the end of 15 weeks, if you say, Jesus, I spent 15 weeks and I didn't learn anything, and maybe it's time to cash it in. But then the other side of the coin is, even if it's a little gain, the people that, we've been doing this for about 11 years, and the people that have really benefited are those who have been persistent, regardless of where they started from, regardless of their abilities, etc. The persistent people win out in the end. They learn the discipline, both in body and mind, but hopefully they get satisfaction, because the only gauge we have is they keep coming back for more. So don't be discouraged, okay?
I wanted to end with the 10 form, and I think we still can. Okay, so yes, it's new to all of you, and all you're going to do is listen, get used to what I say, follow some of the things, and just take off from there. It's only going to be about 3 to 4 minutes, okay? All right. Good Tai Chi posture, dropping your shoulder, commencing form, shift weight to the right, allowing your heel to come up, on your toe of your left, open, toe, arch, heel, hands rotate to the thighs. Take a deep breath in as you elevate both hands at shoulder level, drop the shoulder, make yourself small. Left hand in the center, right hand up higher, glancing at the backhand. Open to the ceiling, bringing it to the ear, turning your head and neck, pushing and pulling as if to repulse the monkey. Center the right hand, left hand higher, glancing at the back, to the ear, turn your head and neck, push and pull as if to repulse the monkey. T-stance, we're going to multitask to brush our knee. It's a hard one. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, left hand higher, right hand to the shoulder on a T-stance, all together. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on a T-stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane out and to the side. Bottom hand advances to go up the horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on a T-stance. Out with your left heel and left hand, go up the horse's mane. Cloud hands, flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand. Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock, stem and cup. Use your left heel to pivot to the 9 o'clock. 2 things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Stem cup at 12, 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip the hands, open the feet, stem cup at 12. At 9 o'clock, only one thing happens, flip the hands. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. Stem cup at 12. 9 o'clock, two things happen, flip hands open. Out to the 3 o'clock, you're only going to flip your hands. At 12 o'clock, you're going to shift your weight to the left foot and come up as a golden cockerel, standing on one foot. Down, shift your weight to the right, push down, pull up, golden cockerel. Down, gather the energy, center it, shift your weight to the left, right hand on the outside, right foot coming up, kick out right. Down, shift weight to the right, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kick out. Left, holding your ball on a T-stance. We're going to martial art it and forearm our opponent with the bottom hand, pushing the guy away. Turning our hips and waist as if we're going to grasp the bird's tail. As we turn at the hips and waist, contact at our wrists, push from the center of our body, separate the energy and roll back and sit on that imaginary stool, spiral up and then lunge forward. Other side, twist step, T stance, holding our ball, L stance, ward off, turn the hips and waist and grasp the bird's tail. Sit back, contact, push the energy from the center of our body, separate and roll back and sit down, spiral up and lunge forward. Apparently closing, twist, open twist, in twist, embrace the tiger, right hand on the inside, shift your weight over, bring him in, push him closer to your chest, push him away one last time, separate your hands, drop your shoulders, flex your knees, as you now close your form. Okay, so that was a taste of the 10. I'll see you next week. Any questions, I'll be here to answer before I start my next class. Be sure to give me your contact information. Good job. Okay, great job.